Sunday evening. I'd like to actually thank Dr. Sabio for earlier saying that there's an immediate need for patients that come to GMH, and the continuous stock of a new hospital does not solve a patient's immediate need that come in there at this point. So that being said, I want to ask, and I think it's Ms. Garrido maybe at this point, because she was quoted, and I think it was 2024, in regards to the $15 million that, again, that was appropriated for the birthing center. The audited, $15 million audited fiscal 2023 surplus funds via Public Law 36-107. Is there any funding? It's still there. You're quoted the PDN back then that it was still there. Is it still there? Make sure. And is there a permitting issue that blocks that situation, the birthing center, from happening?
Oh, so just to confirm regarding the funding, I believe Ms. Lillian and Ms. Yuka had just recently met with Mr. Byrne from DOA to confirm, and yes, the $15 million is still there. So we're okay with that. So what's happening is, of that $15 million, again, recognizing, and earlier I mentioned how we've been trying to find other funding sources to help with our CIP, and so we are looking at part of that $15 million to help pay for some of these ARPA-related CIP projects that we have, in particular the roof and envelope, and then the remaining portion of that funding is to be used still for, I believe, for our MCH. The challenge that we had with the MCH, which I've said before, was that we did put out the IFB, however, we did not have any bidders. And so what we've done is we've kind of gone back to the drawing board to see how can we reduce the scope of that work for the MCH, which will hopefully make it more palatable for the potential bidders. Because that was in seeking some additional feedback from the bidders, the potential bidders, that was their comment, was the project was too big and they were not able to submit their bids. And so we're taking a look at that and recognizing that our funding source is limited, and so we're still also making sure that what we will put out as an IFB will be appropriate.
Okay, I'm kind of confused. The project was too big for bidders? I mean, for the birthing center? Too big?
Yes. Yes, and for whatever reason, and again, it could have been the timing too, because this was around Christmas time, and I believe some of the potential bidders that were looking at the project also have projects, military build-up type
the reason why I'm confused, because if a birthing center is too big for a contractor, a new hospital will be impossible for a new contractor.
Yeah.
If just a birthing center is too big. I can't believe that for a second. Your emergency room is fairly new. I mean, it's not that it's not as old as the other buildings, but they did that. There was no gripe about that being too big, and I've never heard any contractor say, "Man, that project's too big for us." I mean, maybe it's too big for a certain contractor, and it's too big for us to bid on it, but I can't see that all contractors that this is way too big. I mean, we got Camp Bloss that's here, that's a lot bigger than a birthing center.
Yes.
And that no contract or a contractor, all contractors saying it's too big. Really?
Well, unfortunately,
I don't buy that at all.
I think the contractors that are capable of doing a project that size are otherwise occupied on much larger projects. But then for the ones that are not occupied on, like, the military projects or other large projects on island,
but that's your assumption, right? That's your assumption, right? That's not something they put down and said it was too big for us because that's an assumption at this point. I mean, because there's money there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, okay.
But again, so we are just looking at it just to make sure, because recognizing that it is a hospital and, the needs on that is a little different than a typical building. So, but again, we're currently...
It's a critical need. It's a hospital.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we only have one birthing center, in Guam right now. Okay, so I would think it's it's a critical situation. And I don't buy that for a second. But anyway, that being said, the previous medical director, Dr. Naomi Rambo, when he was here with us in March of 2020, of this year, Dr. Rambo, I asked him the question basically regarding the feasibility, the urgent need, okay, as Dr. Eusebio was saying, the feasibility of maybe looking at the medical arts building that's up there in front of GRMC, that maybe look at a critical area, GMH, that really needs a new facility, like maybe the birthing center and whatever the medical director may say, and if it's feasible that they can use that as a bridge for a critical area while the situation of a new hospital is being built. As Dr. Eusebio said, we need to, patients that are coming in right now, you're not going to say, hey, well, maybe the next time you come in here, 10 years from now, we'll have a new hospital. They're needing it now. My understanding, because I've toured that facility and made that proposal to the administration, I said, it's not a permanent fix, and it's not going to move the whole hospital area, but what critical area can you use this as a bridge for, again, for the critical need of a hospital? Because if that building was conducive for a school, believe me, school students would be there right now. But it was built for a medical facility, maybe not quite a hospital. Maybe it's going to take a month or a year maybe to get it ready. But, and Dr. Naomi at the time said, we'll look into it. It's a good idea. It's a bridge. It's a facility that we can use to augment maybe the more critical component of GMH.
Senator, if I may comment, sure. I believe that building was designed to be a clinic, not a hospital.
Sure,
There's a big difference between a clinic and a hospital.
No, absolutely. I spoke to the owner, and you're exactly right. It was built for a clinic, but he said it's already piped in for oxygen. They said they can outfit it depending on what the critical need may be. They can outfit it on what it. Is there conversation going on? That's what I'm saying. Is there conversation going on? Because the owner said we can. It might take us a year, might take us a year and a half to ready it, depending on what critical area may want to look at being housed there. That's what I'm saying. If there's no conversation going on, we can only assume at this point. Like we're saying, the birthing center is too big for contractors. Well, if there's no conversation between the owner of that building and GMH and whether or not we can do this, we're still speculating at this point. Are there conversations going on with that, and whether or not we can use that? Anybody? I don't think so, right?
I have not been approached. I have not been called to the table.
Can I be the one to approach and get you guys together? If it's a matter of approach, I've approached them already. I sit in the health committee, and if it's a matter of getting you guys to talk, and then maybe we can rule it out, and there's no way we can do it or not. I can approach the owner and say, hey, can you please sit down and see what's feasible? So we can, and if it's not, then okay, we'll never talk about it again.
We're happy to talk with whoever can offer us some solutions.
I'll call Cesar Cabot tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll call Cesar Cabot tomorrow.
We do have to be careful under the procurement law with going out for it on an unsolicited offer. I'm not talking about procurement. I'm not talking about procurement. I'm talking about whether something is feasible or not. Just get it off the table if it's feasible or not. But the ultimate lease of the space we would be governed by the procurement law on unsolicited offers, keeping records of these things, and so we just need to be careful that we're not going to commit.
I understand that, but I'm saying you have a critical need. You have a critical need. You have patients that need a facility. a new hospital is not going to happen in 5 years. It's not going to happen. And as Dr. Eusebio said, patients need to be looked at and healed and hospitalized. And that's what I'm saying. Yes, we have to be careful. Well, you got lives out there. That's what I'm saying. So I don't buy this crock. Talk to each other. Can we do it? The building is there. Talk to each other. My goodness.
If I may add, Senator, so let's just say hypothetically, and again, I'll go into the hypothetical.
I don't want to talk hypothetically. Mm-hmm. We have a building, you have a need, the people of Guam have a need. That's not a hypothetical thing. That's a fact.
Okay, but
a fact.
Even at that, we would need to then look at leasing, and we're telling you now, we don't have money.
Well,
so
that's what I'm saying. Well, we need to talk. We need to talk. You don't have money. But you don't have money for that, but we're touting a new hospital. If we don't have money for a bridge, how the hell do we have money for a gigantic hospital? Really? Come on. We're talking about putting a $1 billion hospital, but there's money for that. But a bridge that we need, we don't have money. Really? Really? Come on. I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you, Majority Leader Lujan. Ranking Member Tuno Rose Manyawan.